Yeah, well, the name Kintu um, came about from around 1992 thereabouts, you know. Now this name, I adopted this name because of a story that I read of a young boy, a young man, because you know how it is in Africa, different tribes have different tradition as to how young boys evolve into manhood. So Kintu was supposed to spend a night in the forest or in the jungle, you know, and come out the next day alive, well, and victorious. But this young man went out there in the jungle. He came out and killing a leopard, you know. So he came out victorious. The whole village came out welcoming him into the community, and that was how who Kintu was. And I adopted the name back in that time, in around 92 when I read the story. You know, I felt Kintu was a very nice name. However, upon further investigation of Kintu evolving in my spiritual life too, I realized that from the Bangutu tribe of Africa, Kintu was actually the first man. Kintu was also God, you know. So this basically is Kintu and how Kintu came about. So I consider Kintu to be a lyrical warrior back in 92. So that goes to show how long this thing has been there, or this music vibe has been into me. So the lyrical warrior Kintu, as opposed to the young warrior who spent the night into the forest. Yeah, well, Kintu does reggae music. Cause you know, reggae music is a wide variety of music which have subgenres into it, like dancehall, roots, conscious, one drop, and other different kind of reggae. You know, but what Kintu really do is reggae music. More so positive dancehall and conscious reggae. You know. Now I've been into this thing from a while back. Kintu started off well professionally. I would say around 1991 thereabout professionally, where I was first introduced to a musical band called Impulse that was back in Chazelle, around 1991, 92 thereabouts. Yeah, man. So Impulse was a band who performed at different clubs, that we performed at hotels and even in the dance hall and thing, you know. You know, and that is when Kintu started. So it's like I said, from 91, 92 thereabout. So it's over 20 years since Kintu have been doing music, or reggae music particularly. I actually did one time enter into a calypso competition, you know. Yeah, that was way back too. But I remember entering into a calypso competition.
And how was that for you?
That calypso competition, it was wonderful, you know. Wonderful. I was not too interested into the competition, and if I will just tell you a little about how this came about. One of the guys who was performing or rehearsing with the band for that calypso competition had a song which he was finding difficulty in performing. Now, since I was part of the band leader suggested that I do the song, because the song was a nice song. He suggested that I do the song as a special guest artist, or you know, just an appearance. And you know, the band leader again subsequently wrote another song for me. That's how I ended up in the competition. But the song that the guy could not deliver properly was a song, let me see if I remember it. Yeah, it goes something like this. Let me just see if I still have my calypso voice. Yeah. There's a commercial on TV which says lotions, let's be the best. But what they want to say really is we are better than the rest. So I'm waiting on someone to tell me, how can we be the best? Watching this big fat man on TV named Alan Chasney, smiling to the whole nation, saying this is a nice country. Well, I get so blue, cause what he's saying is not true. And I am quite certain that you will agree with me too. Now tell me, how can we be the best when employment's so hard to find? People walking up and down, looking for jobs they cannot find. Yeah, man. So I can't remember the whole gist of the thing. And that was back in 91, 92, thereabouts, you know. Yeah, man. So this man has been in the news, and his tales for a long time. But that was one of the calypsos. Yeah, well, I've been in this thing for a while now, you know, and I have not represented myself or the brand Kintu as it is supposed to be. So now I am trying to make a comeback. Well, I am making a comeback, you know, and I intend to see myself musically as a reggae artist in St. Lucia, as one of the top. Now, most times persons talk about reggae in St. Lucia, you talk about Ras Meshach and Revolution Band as the top thing in St. Lucia, you know. So in order to do myself justice, I will just say it like this. I intend to see myself better than Ras Meshach in reggae music in St. Lucia, because he is the one St. Lucians look up to as the #1 reggae artist. You understand me? So this is where I want to be. But I do not want to be an artist just in and around St. Lucia. You see, I need to be out there, because for the years that I've been doing music, reggae music, I've recorded with rhythms from all around the world, you know, and it would be remiss of me if I don't mention persons like E.J. Rams Records, you know, persons like Brian Story Madison, you know, because these persons build rhythms, and these are persons that I have, you know, done music on their rhythm, and music that is very good, you know, even some Christian brethren, you know, that I've recorded with, like DJ Grace. You know, I don't know if you remember him. This man is a St. Lucian. I think now he's based in Trinidad. You know, I must say also, among the persons that I've shared the stage with, Beres Hammond, Sugar Minor before his passing, you know, Paul Limey, the legendary Freddie McGregor. You check what I'm telling you. Among other artists. I've also shared the stage with my mentor, my musical, lyrical mentor, Lieutenant Stitchie, the governor. Yeah, man, call himself a Kingdom Ambassador right now. Great youth, man, enough talent. Yeah? So, I need to share my story or my message to the entire world, because I've been on the world stage. Yeah? Yeah, some of the places I've worked in St. Lucia, studio-wise, I've worked more with Trumpet Sounds Production and Cedar Production. Trumpet Sounds Production is headed by Hayadan, the producer. Cedar Production by Ashadan, you know. But having said so, I've also worked with True Vine Records. I've also worked with DJ Grace. Don't remember what was his label then, you know, but yeah, I've worked with him. I've worked with KMD, among others, you know. I can't remember all those that I've worked with right now, you know, but these are some of those that I've worked with. I've also worked with, yeah man, Chronic Heights. I think Chronic Heights actually was the very first, when I started recording with Chronic Heights. Unfortunately, at the time, our well-renowned, the late Libo, was not a producer back then. So it was Adam Gilmore and Rob Zaitiller. I think most persons know Rob Zaitiller as one of our greatest saxophonists in the yard. You know, they were the ones pushing Chronic Heights production back in those days, you know. So that was where I started off recording. And it evolved, you move around, and like I said, I can't remember every production house that I've worked with. But basically, these are the people that I've worked with, some of them. Well, the music as it is now in St. Lucia is, sure, you know, music will always evolve. Music will always evolve. So we cannot remain at one place. Now, we have a genre of music that is kind of indigenous to St. Lucia, which is the Dennery segment. And this thing, in as much as, like I said, reggae, I must say that the talent that we have in this genre of music is very, very vast and wide, because that seems to be what the young people are gravitating towards, you know. So the music is developing, because we never really have anything really that is indigenous to us musically except for this, because calypso is not ours, you know, country and western is not ours, reggae is not ours. So basically the only thing we have is this Denry segment slash Koduro, you know. But music is evolving. I've seen over the years more persons are doing the music, more persons are coming out, you know. Almost every man have his bedroom studio in his home right now, so the things are coming. However, what I must say is that artists and producers should not keep the vibe to themselves. We need to open out and share with each other, you know. So it is good that Kintu, who is maybe more known than another, can pull up another artist, you know, under his wings. A production house like Trumpet Sound Production can bring in artists and mentor them, even teaching them in the production way of life. So we build up upon what has already been established and continue to build up and make this thing better. But generally, the music coming out of St. Lucia is, I will say, satisfactory, because we do not have much complaints, except, you know, for the, you know, the type of message that is being portrayed. But the music quality, most of it sounds good. The artists writing the rhythm, they do it good, you know. So I think there is always room for improvement. However, the artists can continuously grow and work on the craft and make it something big, that persons can look at St. Lucia a couple years down the line and say, yes man, I remember a time where St. Lucia had nothing musically, and now we are rising and we continue to rise. Yeah, basically you find my music on YouTube. You know, you also can find me on Facebook as Raphael Kintu Lamont, and my Facebook page as Negus Kintu. Yeah, on YouTube it's also Negus Kintu. Basically, yes, that's where you find me right now. Oh yeah, there is Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, you know, we keep forgetting them things because they are not as popular as they were before. But yes, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, you find Negus Kintu on Reverb Nation and SoundCloud also. You know, so you can get Kintu's music there also. Presently, the only platform which sells Kintu's music is CD Baby. So if you're looking for music to purchase, you can go to CD Baby and get music from Kintu there. Yeah, so yeah, of course, by any means, we have to give thanks to those who make it possible. And first and foremost, I must mention my God, Joseph James Lamontagne, and his goddess, my goddess, Mary Hill de Lamontagne. You know, because without them, I wouldn't be here. You know, so it's enough thanks to these people. You know, give thanks to my, as the system calls it, I do not want to use that term wife, you know, but my significant other, Vanetta Morris. Yeah man, always understanding when it comes to the music thing. When I have to write the song, she see to it that the kids, you know, are not disturbing, so this song will come down good, the message always positive and thing. You know, my children also, that they kind of obey their mother, you know, when the songs are being written, so they keep to themselves. So Rachel, Joachim, Mekida, and Singer came at, you know, enough love to you. My brothers, my sisters, family, because to me, family is always first to me, you know, because it's an extension of you, whatever it is, you know, because if I have to look at my mother as a tree, you know, her children and all of them out there, you know. Yeah man, so we big up Trumpet Sound Production, we big up Ashadan, you know, and the man there, you know, and all those who have contributed in one way or another, musically, lyrically, to fashion Kintu in who he is as a musician. I say give thanks.
Muss TV.
Picking up Muss TV, you see me?
Picking up Muss TV, you done no see. Muss TV.
Muss TV.
Muss TV.
Fully endorsed Muss TV.
Muss TV.
For Muss TV.
Picking up Muss TV.
Don't know. Straightforward.
Muss TV. Boom, boom, boom.